Okay. Are we live? I don't know. Hold on. Are we live? My watch is saying I'm live. So I'm gonna do it. We're live. Hello. Hi. Let me see. Wait, hold on. No. Okay. JK. All right. Never mind. So see me. Okay. All right, y'all. So what's going on, everybody? Yo, 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 yo. What do you what do you think? What do you think of streaming directly from OBS? This is what we're gonna do for the special video we have today. Now, what we're gonna be doing is voting for the Game Awards. The nominees were announced today. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that everything is up and running on my end and stuff, and then we'll get into it. So let me do this and things. Let me do the things real quick like. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Looks good. All right, guys. So welcome in. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Was good. Was Gucci. Was poppin'. Was rip. So we are here chilling. Like a villain, Manila, be healing, killing, never tilling, Ellen. What? No. So yeah, so we are here. And we're gonna be voting for the Game Awards tonight. This isn't the usual stream that I'm gonna be doing, but for the upcoming stream, around 7 p.m. EST, which is in about an hour or so, we'll be doing playing more Metaphor. So tune in for that. So the Game Awards nominees in about 28 different categories were announced earlier today. Biggest point of controversy was the fact that a certain DLC was nominated where it shouldn't have been, in my opinion. Everyone's going to say like, oh, Sammy, what are you talking about? DLC is still a part of a game. It still count. No, it shouldn't. Okay. DLC is downloadable content as part of a full game. All right. It should not be nominated. And the reason it was nominated in my eyes, and I might get flagged for this. Oh, Sammy, what are you talking about? Whatever. Shut up. Is because Jeff, even though I love him to death, love Jeff. He's a great guy. Has friends in the industry that are really close with Miyazaki. I'm just saying. Okay. And that's not a bad thing, but I don't think it's fair to other games that should have been in that category. But we're going to go through everything together. So you guys are going to see my screen and we're going to be voting together. So I'm going to be going in every category. And then the final one that we're going to be doing is Game of the Year. Okay. Now, for the first one, Best Game Direction, the nominees are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Yawn, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, as well as, Metaphor. Excuse me, there are six nominees. So let's see. So Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So here's the thing, okay? Let me break it down for you. Okay? Creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. If I were to state which is the most creative game that I've personally played, and again, this is going to be stuff that I've played or like been keeping my eye on, whatever. Creative vision in innovation, game direction, and design. I'm actually going to give this, as crazy as this might sound because I'm a big Atlas fan, spoilers, I'm going to be giving this to Astrobot. Now, the reason is because creative vision, innovation, and game direction and design. I think Astrobot deserves this win, this particular award. Because if you played Astrobot in full from beginning to end, which I did, so go check that out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. No, because it's all there. It's on a playlist just for you guys. Cool. It's free. Whatever. Astrobot used the DualSense really well. Okay? It did things that I didn't think were possible in a game with cameos and the art direction and even just the using its engine straight away from the get-go was perfect. Okay? It was absolute genius. So Team Asobi deserves this. I'm just going to go over the other ones, why I didn't pick them. Balatro. I'm not a card game player, but I heard it's addicting and it's like poker and it's like Texas Hold'em and all that stuff. I don't gamble. I don't play poker. I don't even care if it's a free game. I don't care. Black Myth Wukong, wasn't a game that I feel like deserves game direction and design because it's been done before. Okay, I know a platformer is a platformer, right? A platformer is a platformer. But here's the thing. Astrobot deserves it because of the innovations that it put forth. Elden Ring, I played Elden Ring, never beat it, don't think it deserves this, and spoilers, I don't think it deserves anything, but to each their own in terms of opinion. We'll let the people decide on that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, gorgeous, gorgeous game. I can't wait for part 3, but in terms of creative vision and innovation and game direction and design, it was literally the same engine used for Remake, but longer with more content and even better stuff. Metaphor, in terms of Metaphor, game direction and design, I think it's genius, but between that and Astrobot, I'm going to have to give it to Astrobot. Now, definitely discuss your ideas in the comments there, but let me go to the next category. But yeah, here's my vote for best game direction. I'm going to give it to Astrobot. Okay, best narrative, best story. So the nominees, let's just go over the nominees first because I don't think I played like half of these. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which I did play a little bit of, and Silent Hill 2. Okay, let me just break it down here. All right, this is what I'm gonna say for right now. Silent Hill 2 I never played. I'm not a horror game person. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, I played the beginning and I got bored quick. As controversial as that is, I'm grateful that it got best narrative. It's actually really nice to see, but I don't think that it deserves best story. It didn't hook me in. Sure, you could press forward and that's pretty much all that you do. Oh, but Sammy, you gotta delve deep into it and understand it and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, doesn't matter to me. Hellblade 2 did not deserve that. Metaphor ReFantazio, I'm still playing it as of now, so come through tonight, and when you're seeing this, check out my playlist on YouTube, and it's all there. It's really fun. Best story? I really don't want to give this one best story, because although it does really well with political views, and the writing is really good. It's very, very good. Very, very, very good. So don't get me wrong at all. I promise. Don't get me wrong about this. Okay? I'm going to pick it for some other categories. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I love you, Atlas. We'll talk in a bit. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. I did not play it. And I just heard that people like the story because it's quirky and wacky and all that stuff. But I'm going to pick best narrative to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think Square Enix did a fantastic job with reimagining what the OG is like with different pathways, and the writing was really good. The characters are likable. Sephiroth is my boy. You see him in the center of that poster? Sephiroth for days. You guys check out my profile picture, check out all my stuff and all the stuff and the colors and whatever. Yeah. But yeah, no. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be my vote for best narrative. And I have a lot of reasons as to why, and I can definitely go into detail on places like Twitter and Blue Sky and even do a follow-up video if you guys want a discussion video in some way, shape, or form, which we can definitely do if you guys want to see that, but let me know for sure. Okay. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my vote for best narrative for TGA 2024. Next category, please. Okay. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement. Okay. Use those words carefully. For creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. All right. So, the nominees are Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Neva. Now, if you guys recall a previous reaction video that I did, Neva was on my radar for the longest time, okay? It has been on the radar, it's still on my radar. Will I be getting it on Steam and playing it on my Steam Deck? The answer is yes. I'm going to wait it out a little bit, wait till my backlog gets a little bit more bearable. But Neva is probably going to be my vote for best art direction. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sammy, how about Metaphor? There's nothing wrong with it. But if we're comparing technical achievement and what's possible and what I've seen, I have to give it to Neva. Okay? It's rare to see an indie game in the same category as AAA games. Metaphor has a beautiful art direction. Gorgeous, gorgeous. However, if we're comparing it to Neva for that specific case basis alone, Neva is just a little bit over that. Shadow of the Erdtree, it's just more Elden Ring, okay? Like that's it. Oh, the bosses look different. I don't care. Moving on. Black Myth Wukong, there were a lot of bugs with Black Myth Wukong. It's not a bad game. I still haven't finished it. I mean, it's still on my backlog right now, and it's going to be continued at a later date. Just not right now. And then Astrobot, in terms of art direction, I think game design suits it more because it encompasses everything. For art design, it's just more Astrobot, but just bigger and better. So my vote, as controversial as this might sound to you guys, so I'm sorry, is going to go to Neva. I haven't played it, but I've seen enough, without spoiling the game for myself, to know that this art design is gorgeous. So this is going to Neva. Okay? There's my vote. Neva from Nomadia Studio. Shout out Spain. Big shout out Spain. Next category, best score and music. You guys know what I'm going to pick here. You guys know what I'm going to pick here, and it's not what you think. Now, for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack, nominees are Astrobot, deserved. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, deserved. Nobuo Uematsu is a legend. Metaphor ReFantazio. I was going to say Sojima. It's not Sojima. Shoji Meguro, who's been doing this for years. I love the man to death. He's a great guy. Silent Hill 2 remake. And finally, Stellar Blade. So you guys know how much I love Stellar Blade, and I wouldn't shut up about it leading to its release on places like Twitter, and even I guess Instagram to a degree, but mostly Twitter. Astrobot's music is so cute and so much fun. It's got like rap in there, like yeah, it was cool. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's music, a lot of classics, a lot of cool stuff with the piano. Spoilers if you haven't played the game. I don't know why you wouldn't have played the game by now, but you can play a piano in the game. Metaphor ReFantazio, just the theme song alone is awesome, and I wouldn't be surprised if Metaphor ends up taking it for best score and music. But like it's sick. Silent Hill 2 is just ambiance, so I don't know why it got nominated. One of my good friends, Aaron, who is on a Silent Hill 2 brain rot deal going on. Appreciate you, Aaron. Shout out. No, you get it? No. Thought that the music was great. But my vote, unsurprisingly, is going to Shift Up's Stellar Blade. Their soundtrack was perfect. The K-pop idols they put in, genius. The ambiance, perfect. Everything futuristic. Stellar Blade deserves this in my eyes. Best music needs to go to Stellar Blade. Okay? It deserves it so much. So I'm going to vote for Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is my vote for best score and music. They did a fantastic... Shift Up has a lot of connections to the Korean community, and the fact that they got Shattered Streets on iTunes is wild. If you guys haven't played Stellar Blade, what are you waiting for? Do it. It's coming to PC next year, so you have an excuse there if you're big on Steam and stuff. It's probably going to be like $40 or $50 or something, or maybe 60. But the music is perfect. It's poppy. It's upbeat. It's got that tone. Like that cybernetic futuristic sound that it's got going on. Genius. All right? Straight up. So yeah, Stellar Blade is winning my vote for best score and music. Next category. Audio design. Now this is different than score and music. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So the nominees are Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Again, audio design. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 and Silent Hill 2. So based on what I personally played, it's only based on what I played. So I didn't play Black Ops yet. I'm going to play the campaign on my Xbox eventually. Hellblade 2 had really good sound design when it came to like that schizophrenia type deal. So that was really cool. And then Silent Hill 2, I never played it. A lot of people did and said it was scary as frick. But based on what I played, what I think deserves best audio design, Astrobot. Now, I'm going to let you know why in a second. Black Ops 6 is probably just big on gun sounds and engines and all that stuff. So that's probably, it's got a high chance of winning, Black Ops 6, right? Hellblade 2, about schizophrenia, about mental health. They did a genius job by making it look how it looks like with something like schizophrenia, okay? It's not actually the same because schizophrenia is a big deal. And if you know somebody with mental health issues, tell them to reach out to a professional or a healthcare provider such as myself, because we know about that stuff. So shout out to the mental health people. And then Silent Hill 2, a lot of growling probably. I'm just kidding. No. Silent Hill 2 probably has great stuff, but I didn't play it. I'm not a horror game person. So based on what I did play, I'm going to give the vote to Astrobot, because I think that it deserves it a little bit more than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because it's audio design. It's not anything else like super, super crazy. So. Next one, best vocal performance or mocap performance. Awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. Now, this is going to be the most controversial thing ever because of two titles on this list. Star Wars Outlaws barely got any recognition, but I hear that Humberly Gonzalez played a really good lead. But let's go over the nominees. We got Brianna White, played Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I love Brianna to death. She's very talented. Okay, but moving forward. Hannah Tell, Life is Strange Double Exposure. Not sure what character she played, but I heard that she's been in the industry for a while. Again, Humberly Gonzalez, right? Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2, he played. The frick is the main character's name? Michael? Or Sam? I forget his name. Or was it James? I think it was James. I'm sorry, I'm not like in tune with like Silent Hill and stuff. And then Melina Jurgens played Senua in Hellblade 2, which I heard that she did a fantastic job. She did a great job in 1 and did an even better job in 2. Okay? So I'm not too worried about really any of them, but the one that I have the biggest connection with and who I felt did an excellent job throughout the entire game, again, based on what I played, so it's going to be unfair because I only replayed one of these, but still, knowing her reputation and how she did in Remake, I'm going to give best performance to Brianna White. I don't see why you wouldn't pick Brianna, because she did a fantastic job. All right, I'm a voice actor myself. It's hard out there, okay? It's hard out there. Melina did a great job too, and Luke supposedly did a fantastic job too, but I'm going to give it to Brianna based on what I played and based on what I know about her as a human being. She did a fantastic job as Aerith, and I know that in part 3, if she returns for part 3, which I hope she does, she will do a fantastic job as Aerith again. Okay. So that's how that is. Okay. Innovation in accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, tech, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So innovation in accessibility. This is game-wise. Okay, so this is going to be tricky because I didn't play any of these. I played a little bit of Lost Crown, but I didn't like it. All right, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age The Veilguard, which is most likely going to win because of other things, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. The only thing that I'm on the fence about is just like in general about what's going down over here, right? So that's really it. It's hard to really pinpoint, but based on what I've seen and historically based on what I will continue to see, I would either end up giving it to Black Ops 6 or Diablo 4. I feel like Diablo 4 has one of the better accessibility options. Dragon Age The Veilguard isn't a bad accessibility choice, but considering I'm voting in all these categories, I'm going to have to go with what I already know about the titles, and I'm going to give this to Diablo 4. I didn't play Diablo 4. I don't intend on playing Diablo 4, but I'm going to give it to them. Shout out Blizzard. After Bobby Kotick left. All right, Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Okay, now this is a big deal. I'm going to tell you why. Because, okay, I'm gonna be like straight up here, okay? So, with this, a thought-provoking message, okay? We have Closer the Distance, we have Indica, we have Neva, we have Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua's Saga, and Tales of Kenzera Zhao. I'm glad that Kenzera got nominated as well, but this is for a pro-social meaning or message. So based on this, I have 3 ideas in mind. Neva, because it shows how you care for animals like their family. Life is Strange Double Exposure, surrounding yourselves with the right friends and the right connections, and Hellblade 2, surrounding mental health. Now, based on the fact that I'm a big mental health advocate, and I feel like they did a great job in that and explaining what schizophrenia and mental health issues can do to you if you don't seek help, I'm going to go with Hellblade 2, only because I feel like they did the best job on that front. And I'm going to move on. Okay, so Games for Impact. Hellblade 2. Okay, next category, best ongoing game. You already know which one I'm going to pick, guys. It's obvious. But anyway, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Okay, all right, so we have Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, which has consistently won, so you know it's going to win this year, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. So it's going to be close between Fortnite and Final Fantasy 14. But what am I picking? The better franchise, Final Fantasy. Because their community is ridiculous. Like all these expansions, Dawn Trail supposedly is doing really well. People are still coming back to it after all this time. Okay? Straight up. It's just really, really important to see a game like this constantly keep going and all that. All right, best community support, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. Okay, so we have Baldur's Gate 3, which might actually win this one. It wasn't even released this year. It was released last year. But whatever, it's fine. Final Fantasy 14, which also wasn't released. Okay, I get it. Relax. Slow your roll, people. Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. So I heard that No Man's Sky had really good community support, but I also hear that Final Fantasy 14 is still going strong with the community support, so I'm going to give it to Final Fantasy 14. And they're probably going to be like, oh, Final Fantasy 14, and then they're just going to move on. So best community support in my eyes goes to that. All right, best indie game. This one's going to be kind of hard because I have a feeling I know what's going to win, but based on what I want to win, I don't think it will, but it's fine. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of traditional publisher systems. So the nominees are Animal Well, which I heard is really good, Balatro, which might actually win this whole thing, not Game of the Year, because if Balatro wins Game of the Year, I'm going to lose my mind. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, and UFO 50. I'm going to give it to Neva because I'm excited to play it, and I've seen footage enough to know that this deserves Indie Game of the Year. All right, best debut indie game. Okay, for the best debut indie game created by a new studio. Okay, Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire. I played The Plucky Squire. Was it perfect? No. Do I think it deserves best debut because of the nostalgia that it brought to its players? Yes. That's why I'm going to pick The Plucky Squire, because I think it deserves it out of the most other than, but because like the thing is about Balatro is it's not going to cater to everybody, okay? Best mobile game. Not a mobile gamer, but okay. For the best game playable on a mobile device. Okay. AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, wink wink, nudge nudge. You know how addicting that game is? Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. Now, both Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero have a huge following. Like I said, I'm not a mobile gamer, but I feel like Balatro might take this. But I want to vote for Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. We have been asking for a game like this forever, and the fact that there's an indie developer that did this is wild. Creatures Inc. Well, technically, TPCI is the Pokemon Company Inc., so technically it's not an indie, but it's a studio that worked closely with them. This is the most fun mobile game I've ever played. It's the only mobile game I've ever played. I'm pulling cards every day. I got some great pulls like Moltres, Mewtwo, got a Venusaur EX. It's so much fun, and I just want Suicune to be available at some point. All right, best VR AR. I'm not a VR AR person, but I know exactly what's going to win. 2 options. So for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality irrespective of platform. So the nominees are Arizona Sunshine, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow. Guys, come on. Make the right choice here. Metal Hellsinger and Metro Awakening. So it's going to come down to this. Metro versus Arkham Shadow. And I think I know that Arkham Shadow is going to take this because I know how well it was received and the Arkham games are beautiful. If you guys haven't played the Arkham games, Arkham Asylum, City, which is the best one, and Knight, It's on Steam for like $8. You can get it on like Game Billet for that cheap. So it's amazing. Okay. Vote Batman Arkham Shadow, please. It's not sponsored. Okay, here we go. Here's the meat and potatoes. Best action game. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on what? What is that word, you guys? Best game in the action genre, focused primarily on what? What is the word? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Combat. Not story, not filler stuff. Combat. What was the most fun combat out of all these? Let's go over it together. Black Myth Wukong, repetitive as frick, but still really fun. Black Ops 6, it's a first-person shooter. It's not combat. Helldivers 2, third-person shooter. Not really combat. Combat, when I think combat, I think close quarters. And ranged. Warhammer 40k, which I hear is like Gears of War with a different name. And Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade, for me, is the winner of Best Action Game. Okay? Stellar Blade is the winner for Best Action Game for me. You guys can have different opinions, and I respect it. I respect it. I really, really do. But Stellar Blade did something with me that I didn't think was possible in an action game, period. Okay? So, straight up, Stellar Blade is golden in my book. That deserves Best Action Game, period. And if it doesn't win Best Music or Best Action Game, we ride out at dawn. I don't care what anybody says. Seriously, because it deserves it, straight up. Best Action Adventure Game. I was surprised because Stellar Blade wasn't on this, but I was really surprised when they just said solely action game. Okay, for the Best Action Adventure Game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Now, this is a tough one. I did only play Astrobot, but Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom are all nominated. Now, I think what's gonna win is Legend of Zelda. Now, combat is pretty one-sided in Astrobot because he only really went pew, 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 pew. And you just ran around. So puzzle solving is pretty good in Astrobot. But I think when it comes to puzzles, Echoes of Wisdom is probably going to take it. I'm voting for Astrobot, but I don't think it's going to win this category. Just because if Astrobot keeps on getting the support that it deserves, then I think Team Asobi is going to be cooking with more content. Best RPG. This category is going to be the most controversial based on what the options are. Let me show you what the options are. Okay, first let's read the description. For the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences, which none of these are MMOs. Okay. Technically, Dragon's Dogma kind of is, but not really. Okay. Dragon's Dogma 2 does not deserve it. All right. Fight me on that. Okay. Elden Ring does not deserve anything because it's DLC. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably going to win this category, but I don't want it to. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, also a possibility, but the one I want to take it and the one that I think will take it is Metaphor, because they did a fantastic job with this game. I still haven't beaten it yet, but I will. It'll take me probably 50 more episodes, but I don't care because I'm loving it so much. Metaphor ReFantazio, without a doubt, is going to be my best RPG, period. I love Atlas with a passion. My quote in my reaction banner when I do reactions and stuff is reach out to the truth from Persona 4. That's how you know I love Atlas. Okay? And my Avi is dressed as Sephiroth. So I love both of those games equally, but I think what is going to take it and what deserves it a bit more based on all kinds of customization you can give, because there's a lot of customization in Metaphor when it comes to your party and stuff. Metaphor deserves best RPG, and we can debate it later, but I think it deserves it, okay? Thank you. All right, best fighting game. This is obviously super obvious. It's going to come down to technically three choices. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. Okay, options. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom, Arcade Collection, which is pretty high up there, Multiverses, which is a joke, and Tekken 8. So I think based on pure hype alone, and based on how long people were waiting for it, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to take it. I think it deserves it over Tekken 8 for a ton of reasons. Plus, the accessibility in Dragon Ball is so much better than Tekken. Oh, but you can do one button in Tekken also. Not if you come into contact with cheaters. You really got to be good with Dragon Ball. So I'm going to give it to Dragon Ball, period. That's best family game. Guys, this is so obvious. This is going to go to one game and one game alone. This used to be the Nintendo category, but it's no longer just the Nintendo category, if you guys can tell. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So, options are Astrobot, which I think might win this. Princess Peach Showtime, no, it was a joke. Super Mario Party, also possible, because it's best family game. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, that's not really for a family. I mean, there are puzzles in it. And the Plucky Squire. I don't think the Plucky Squire is going to beat out any of these. So I'm going to pick Astrobot. I think Astrobot honestly might come in with the most awards. And the craziest part is, if Astrobot wins Game of the Year, everyone's going to lose their mind on social media. But it's still possible because it's so much fun. If you haven't played Astrobot, play it. Best Sim Strategy Game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Okay. Options. I didn't play any of these, but I think I know what's going to win. Age of Mythology Retold. Frostpunk 2, Kunitsugami, which I heard was a flop, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. Can I be honest? Can I be honest about what I think is going to win? Unicorn Overlord. It has so many fans, sold over 1.5, I think, million units to date, and it's only climbing. Unicorn Overlord is going to win this one. I would be surprised if anybody else won it, but Unicorn Overlord will win. I promise you, quote me on this, Unicorn Overlord's going to win. Rewind the video, rewind the VOD. I'm going to post this to YouTube anyway, so watch it and then go to, 31 minutes, 23 seconds. Unicorn Overlord's going to take this category. I promise you. All right, best sports racing game. Nobody cares for any of these, but I think I know what's going to win. It's obviously either going to be soccer or basketball, but let's see. F1 24, EA Sports FC 25, NBA 2K, which is always winning. I don't know why they even bother. Top Spin 2K25, nobody plays tennis games except for Mario Tennis Aces, and WWE 2K24, which is a joke. So 2K25, I played a little bit of it. I think it's cool. Don't really care for it. Okay. Best multiplayer. All right, let's see. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. We know what it's going to go to. It's the first option to your far left, but anything is possible. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, which is still fair game. Mario Party Jamboree, which is also fair game, based on what it's like. Tekken 8 and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Okay, I think it's going to go to Black Ops 6, because it just came out and people are playing it. So I'm going to state that Black Ops 6 is going to take this. It's Call of Duty wins all the time with that stuff. All right, best adaptation, recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. Okay, now we all know what's gonna win, but let's see what happens. So Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. Let me tell you what I think is gonna win and what's actually gonna win. So what I think is gonna win is Fallout, because people are saying, "Oh, it's so good." But what's actually gonna win? Probably Yakuza, because it caters to a wide audience. Their casting was really good, and that's actually what I'm gonna vote for, is Like a Dragon Yakuza. I'm not gonna vote for Knuckles. I love Idris Elba, but I don't think that is gonna win over Yakuza. Most anticipated game. You guys, what do you think is gonna win? Before I even go over this category, what do you think is going to win? Just by looking at the cards right now, what the frick do you think is going to win? Look at the options. Go ahead. I'll give you a moment. You really think any other game is going to beat this particular one? Let's talk about it. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. The nominees are Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, which I want to win, but let's see what the next one is. GTA 6. You really think GTA 6 is going to lose to these? I don't think so. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which I'm excited for as well. It's not the most anticipated for me out of this list. It's Yotai for me. I'm going to vote for Yotai, and Monster Hunter Wilds. So a lot of people are going to vote for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm voting for Ghost of Yotai. I'm very excited to create content for this one. I think a female pro tag is genius, so thank you, Sucker Punch, for that. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Shout out Ghost of Yotai. Content Creator of the Year. Don't care for this. Don't care, but I think I know who it's going to win, because legit, no joke, he's the most popular out of all of them. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2024. Queso. Probably going to be Queso, because everybody knows Queso, but doesn't know anybody else. Ilo Juan, Techo Gamers, Typical Gamer, and Usada Pecora. If you like VTubers, Usada's probably going to win, but I think the one that's going to take it is Queso. I don't care for this category, though. Best esports game. Don't care about this either, but I'll do it anyway. For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. So, we have the nominees being Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. It's going to go to League of Legends. It's so obvious that with the community and all that stuff, that it's sorry, Valorant, but it's going to go to League of Legends. I'm just going to say that right now. Best esports athlete is going to go to Faker again, probably. Let's see who wins again. Faker's probably going to win for his 50th time in a row. The best esports athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2024, irrespective of game. So we have 33, Alexib, Chovy, Faker, Ziwoo, and ZMJ JKK. We're going to give it to Faker because he's won every single time, so what's the point in having him lose to somebody else? Okay. Best esports team. It's probably going to be a Korean team. Recognizing a specific esports team judged the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2024. This is going to be probably part of the pre-show. It's so obvious. We have Bilibili Gaming, Gen G, Navi, T1, and Team Liquid. It's probably going to go any League of Legends team, and it's probably going to go to Gen G because I heard that they did a really, really good job. So Gen G, you have my vote, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the thing. Okay, now let me go to the most important category. Okay. All right, so let's go to the most important category here. Game of the year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. This is going to be the most controversial game of the year portion to date. Okay? Guaranteed bet money. This is going to cause a lot of discourse. So your nominees for Game of the Year are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, okay, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Shut up. You don't deserve to be there. Stellar Blade does, not you. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor. Now, let's sit down and have a chat, you guys. Astrobot for me was the most fun I've had with a game in a long time. However, it's not my game of the year. Okay? The pacing was perfect. The level design was stunning. Okay? But it's not my game of the year. Okay? It's not. It did a lot of things right, had a little bit of inconsistency, but unfortunately, it's not my game of the year. I love Team Asobi, but I have something special in my heart for another title. Balatro, didn't play it, don't care for it. Black Myth Wukong, no, absolutely not. It does not do the job better than these other titles, except for maybe Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which didn't deserve this category. Anyway, fight me on it in the comments or whatever you want to do, I don't care. Black Myth Wukong deserves to be here, yes, but it doesn't deserve the title of Game of the Year. I'll be surprised if it wins, because it's Game Science's first game, but I digress. Elden Ring doesn't deserve to be here. Shut up. Moving on. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is what I think is going to win, but I don't want it to win. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, you barely voted for Final Fantasy in any of the categories, Sammy. Why is that? Because I know what Square Enix and Atlus are capable of. Okay? And no, it's not because of recency versus decency. Okay? It's about what I find to be a good experience all the way around. Now, when Final Fantasy Part 3, which is probably going to be called like Relapse or Relocate or Retry or like whatever it's going to be, I think it's going to be called Relapse or something. Or like, so Remake, Rebirth, probably Reimagine. It'll probably be Final Fantasy VII Reimagine, to be honest. Anyway, don't quote me on that, but if it happens, then I'll take $50 from all of you. No, just kidding. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably going to win this, but my personal game of the year, based on what I've seen so far, based on the writing, based on the combat, based on the side stuff, based on all the stuff coming together, and based on the consistency throughout the entire package, I'm going to step away to show you what I'm talking about. is going to go to Metaphor. I am telling you right now, this title shows the people, shows the fans, shows the fan base, okay, that Atlus does not miss. When they develop a game and they have Soejima, Shoji, I think I totally forget his name. Kachino, right, is his first name, right? At the helm of their projects, they do not miss. Metaphor ReFantazio is my game of the year 2024. So I'm going to click it with pride. Skleet. Okay? Now I voted in all the categories. You can debate me in the comments, debate me in the chat, debate me later on, debate me on Twitter or Blue Sky, whatever you want to do. This game has opened my eyes to what is possible in the world of RPGs. Okay? Period. Period. Got it? Period. This game deserves it. And if Atlus sees that we love this that much, they will make it its own IP. Promise you that much. Okay. Now, all of my votes are cast. And then there's Player's Voice, which is going to happen December 2nd, the 5th, and the 9th. Okay. All right, guys. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to end this stream here because it was dedicated to discussing, voting, doing all that stuff. Drop what you think is going to win in the comments based on a bunch of these different categories. We can definitely discuss it in the comments. And if you have Twitter or Blue Sky and you want to be open to the discussion, you can always post in threads and stuff like that that have already been posted to really get to know what other people's views are going to be. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. Exit out of this. Cool. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys in a little bit for more Metaphor. Be safe, be well, and as always, peace.